Good evening, free enterprise fans, and welcome to what could very well be the final race of our round of 32 of the Omnidextrous Memers Guild. My name is Xenocat. I am joined here in the booth by Professor Renderer. How are you doing tonight, Professor Renderer?
I'm doing very good, and this time around, I don't crash first thing as soon as the thing starts up, so we're already off to a good start.
Yeah, these two runners, this is the only series I believe that has not been decided. I'm not going to say how any of the other series were decided because go watch those races for yourselves. The VODs are out there. There have been some really phenomenal races this week already. But we are potentially wrapping it up here with Dubward versus Infinious. If Dubward takes this race, Dubward is on to the round of 16. If Infinious wins this one, our runners will launch almost immediately, not quite immediately, into the third race, but will unfortunately not be restreamed.
There's already a lot of stipulation going on, or there's a fun story that we had with Dubward because Dubward had they had a race between the 30, like they were. Let me try again. Dubward was tied with someone else with a 30 to C31, and they had a race to determine who got which spot was what. So
yeah, Dubward is a runner that has barely snuck in on the qualifying end of it, but has managed to hold his own against Infinious this week so far. I mean, he is already up one race, and Infinious is not, but Infinious is no pushover when it comes to this. I've known Infinious for a while. He's been in the community for a long time, and he's a very, very solid runner. So I am very excited for this matchup. But let's talk about the flags for people who may not have caught what all is going on with this tournament.
yeah, so this is the Omnidextrous Memers Guild. So this flag set is very special because there's a lot of memes in it, but mainly the it's in the name of the tournament. It's called the Omnidextrous Wacky Flags. So this means any character can equip any weapon or any armor piece. So this makes it so characters who normally have difficulty, who are generally not the best characters to pick, can suddenly become a sweeper, can suddenly become a berserker, or anything like that. It's a very powerful wacky flag.
Yeah, it does mean that also all weapons can be now, everyone can wield something in both hands. So yeah, you can throw two of anything on someone and it's fine. But it looks like we are off. We did get our Rosa start. We are guaranteed a White Mage start just to make sure that we do have some access to white magic. She's accompanied by Rydia. Not the strongest character to pair with, because remember, with everyone being able to equip the same thing, the only things that really matter are our stats. Mostly HP growth, and some of our baseline strength.
Right, and this does open the door for potential anchoring down the road. This Rydia is pretty good as an anchor.
Yeah, Rydia is the best character to anchor with at base level. We would like to find some Drain Spears, perhaps, to guarantee an anchoring. Curse Strings are not available, because if Curse Strings were available, you could throw 3 Curse Strings on anyone, and then they will just never do anything. But both runners are off to Eblin Castle, which is the place to loot when vanilla traps are on, as they are in this flag set.
Yes, which means that the runners know where the trap chests are, so they can just loot around it. And then when it's time to start doing the trap chests, they can go ahead and launch into those and try and spike some powerful weapons, or even find key items out of it.
Oh yeah. We've already seen a couple of powerful weapons. We saw that Earth Hammer and that Lightsaber, which are both very nice. We have a Full Moon for back row glitching as well. You do still need to do the back row glitch, I believe. The Aegis Shield, I would say, is nice if it didn't take up a weapon slot. Unfortunately, shields are not spectacular when you have to give up on having 2 weapons to hold one of them. But yeah, Dubward taking a slightly more efficient route through Eblin Castle gets the Assassin Dagger. That's also very solid. Dragoon Helm is not bad for elemental resist. Silence Staff for some anti-mage shenanigans. And a Samurai Bow, which is not very useful at all, because bows do need to be equipped with arrows to give you their stat bonus, and there's no way that that bow is going to be worth more. And oh, we did get a Power Staff in Eblin as well. That is huge.
Yeah, power staffs have not only that strength, but they also have really high accuracy.
Yeah, it's 10 strength, very accurate, and it looks like Infinious is willing to take on this Mad Ogre's fight. This is a bit of a risk, but I think we're rocking some mage defense, which is keeping him very safe. And we do have a... Oh, it looks like we are using that Aegis Shield to get the mage defense, and I think that's a Poison Axe to get some damage in here. Meanwhile, Dubward has found the hook, which is our underground access over from Bedward and Troya.
Yes, because the we are forced to go down the hook route because of the forced hook flag. So we absolutely need a hook no matter what. We are seeing Dubward now heading up to take a look at the Flame Dog.
Yep, we'll get another Earth Hammer on the way up. Not super helpful versus the Flame Dog because it is Fire Elemental, but it's still a decent strength boosting weapon, and it does cast a weak version of Quake. If for some reason we decided we wanted to use it as an item to cast that instead of hitting things. But it does look like Infinious is going to get through this Mad Ogre's fight no problem. A little bit slow, but no danger here with the Aegis Shield.
Yeah, we're looking very good with this, with the Aegis Shield in tow. So, yeah, that's a Mad Ogre's fight down.
And just a Luca key. Not a super important key item, but you know, it's there. Sometimes it has value.
Yeah, it's we may see the Luca key come up, but if not, then possibly we'll count that as part of 10 key items.
Yeah, it's you don't hate to see it, but it's not what Infinious was looking for, I'm sure. And I missed what we got out of Flame Dog, but it doesn't look like it was a key item.
It wasn't. It was just Artemis arrows. So that's mainly because it's mainly money. Because bows and arrows aren't really the best in Omnidextrous.
Yeah. Sorry, Artemis arrows. You're kind of not useful at all. It looks like Infinious is now following in Dubward's footsteps. Not actually that far behind because he does already have that Luca key, and so won't have to do that Mad Ogre's chest. But this is now kind of a race to see who wants to do what on the overworld to get some power to go take on this hook route. And can we find anything else of value up here?
Get an evil wall on the Fabul Gauntlet, and this is probably the best time to start looking for your bosses, because you have one check here in your Fabul Gauntlet. You can do this along the way, and if you wanted to, you could go up Ordeal, although currently we're looking for power, so and stats and levels.
Ordeals is not a very popular play on this flag set. It is kind of slow. The only boss hunt we have is that Fabul Gauntlet hunt, So which is kind of a thing that's like nice if you find it, but not something you really want to go super out of your way for. Ordeals is just one key item, and you don't need a Paladin Cecil in order to make a Crystal Sword useful on this flag set. Anyone can hold a Crystal Sword.
Right, and that's one of the things that's special about this flag set. Just you can if you find a holy sword, you can just equip it on literally anyone else.
Yep.
So
looks like we just got a cat claw off of Fabul, so they're trying to help out Yang. Yang is actually one of the less useful characters on this flag set. He basically is just normal Yang. He can equip things, but he doesn't gain attack power from them. So really, you don't want to bother with him if you've got really good stuff. Although he's still, young and can still do some damage with some levels.
Yeah, because go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say because we have no duplicates available. If he's what you get, you can still make him work.
Yeah, because Yang still has his normal calculations that for his monk status. So even if you had had some good weapons, he still is reliant on his his claws in order to do anything of value. So unless you get your stats up, otherwise the calculations or the formula is still going to be the same, and he's just not going to do anything useful for until you get your levels.
Yep, and Infinious taking out Kinazo and Antlion Cave, just a mute knife. Yeah, we don't want that. The Silent Staff is better and does all the same things. Infinious, I will say, due to having that Rosa in the middle who is able to outspeed everything, I think these fights are going a bit faster for Infinious, just not having to deal with Rydia having turns and the bosses getting a bunch of turns as well.
There is one of the Bastidia twins sitting at the Baron Inn, but we have to deal with a luggage here.
Yep. And it looks like Dubward is going to keep that mute knife, might be keeping the experience. I believe the twin is Palom, which is fine. Palom can be useful for sweeping a lot of the trap chests underground. Quake is still pretty good. Infinious making great use of that Earth Hammer to quake away the first phase of Dr. Luge and then bonk through the second phase. And get the extra agility from the Assassin Knife for this Gauntlet. Oh my goodness, we found it.
And lo and behold, it is Senator Crocodile.
Yeah, this is a great place for the Earth Hammer. It is going to be able to speed up this fight a bit. We don't need to do any more boss hunting, which Dubward is now doing, finding the CPU at the waterfall. Unfortunately, there are some flying fish in here that the Earth Hammer will not work on. But it'll speed up a little bit of this fight.
Yeah, so this is a good find for Infinious. You do end up with a Palom at the end of the day, so it's not a bad find. You could from what we see from Infinious is that Rydia is going to be the anchor going forward with that Palom now being available, and pretty much you have to pick this up because of the Fabul Gauntlet.
Yeah, it's not quite hard required because we can skip one objective in our completion of the seed, but one objective being here is a pretty good incentive to do it. And now it looks like Dubward is now heading into the fight, so we'll see how Dubward handles this.
So Dubward's going to go ahead and start with this Quake to get it out of the first phase out of the way, and then the second phase for the luggage.
Yeah, not bothering to put the Assassin Dagger on his Rosa because Rydia is acting as the anchor. Although, unfortunately, Rydia is going to get a little bit of experience here.
and there's Dubward seeing the Fabul gauntlets, so this will help. This will be he'll be relieved seeing that okay, we don't have to worry about any more boss hunts at this point.
Yeah. One other nice thing about seeing the Fabul Gauntlet here is that normally this spot does not give experience, but with the Fabul Gauntlet, all of a sudden, it's experience. We can level up Rosa a lot more than we would otherwise be able to. And you know, the objective is not bad.
Yeah, it's your first objective. It makes sense for you to just keep this going here. Just hey, it's a free objective.
Yeah. But I believe that is the last fight for Infinious. Yep, we are through the gauntlet on Infinious' side. There's his first objective. And we get the spoon!
Okay, this is a high value spot here.
Yeah, that spoon is not progression, but boy do you love to see it. We don't even need a bard to wield it. This is Omnidextrous. Anyone can wield the spoon. So yeah, that is basically what I would do at this point is spoon power staff the entire overworld. Just spoon power staff, or maybe spoon earth hammer, something. Spoon assassin dagger actually maybe, for the agility is tempting. Just pair the spoon with something to boost your stats, and hooray, your entire overworld is solved. Power staff probably the most favorable because of the plus 10 strength. Yeah, looks like Infinious is just sticking with Spoon Assassin Dagger as he's headed up Ordeals. With Rosa in the middle there, definitely don't hate it because the middle slot will counteract the Assassin Dagger's accuracy issues. And it does give a nice bit of extra speed for Rosa.
So we are going to see Infinious go and do this Fabul Gauntlet. This likely is going to be for the key item.
Yeah, it's really interesting to go climbing up Ordeals after you already know that there's no boss hunt anymore. But it's with the spoon in hand, I suppose it's not going to take very long to get through. Unfortunately, Rosa just low rolled there and just didn't quite do enough damage to knock the Dark Dragon form down.
But Infinious does get through the that first fight, so.
Yeah, none of this is very dangerous. Hey, look, it's Asura. Maybe you should equip the Silent Staff. I don't know. Unfortunately, I think it's already equipped on Palin. Yeah, it looks like Infinious is actually going to parry around to take that off and so he can give it to Rosa.
Yeah, sensible play to make here. Okay, gonna go for the Silent Staff, and we're switching out the Assassin Dagger so that.
Yeah, Spoon. This is Spoon with a ×4 multiplier because of the mage weakness. Asura is very dead.
Get a heads up call when it matters.
Now the thing about this Ordeals play is, it's a very slow check. It's a long check. If it doesn't pay off, it's a pretty big time sink. But if it does pay off, there is a very good chance Dubward does not do this for another 40 minutes or so. And that could be huge. Unfortunately, it's a samurai bow, so no.
Yeah, we're
No.
not. We we are we are taking this, which is interesting.
I guess at this point feels like he wants to keep the experience on Palom, which is an argument I could see keeping the experience on Palom here. Dubward, meanwhile, is headed into Eblin, going to clear out these trap chests. This is the last thing he has other than ordeals on the overworld, so makes complete sense to go ahead and take care of this now. Then we'll probably see him into the hook route, although, ooh. Charm is interesting, although Rosa is perfectly safe here.
Yeah, you're not. It's not too much of a big deal here. So Infinious is walking this down. Now, the one thing that since Infinious is choosing to keep the Palom experience, is that he doesn't lose out on a Dark Knight Cecil, which has been a some of a popular pick within the this tournament, because you have the Dark Wave that is relying on your attack power.
Yeah, absolutely. Darkwave can be a really good sweeper option for some of the underground trap chests if you can get Dark Knight Cecil's attack power up. With Palom, that matters a bit less, because once Palom gets Quake, Palom can serve that same role, and Paladin Cecil does get access to Exit. You know, Exit's still a good spell. For all the equipping good weapons, there's not really another way to get out of a dungeon in one menu.
That is true. So.
And yeah, Rosa doesn't learn Exit naturally, so it's definitely good. Definitely do want to have an Exit mage if you can.
So Dubward now has the Luca key that Infinious had picked up a little bit ago, and it's now in the process of clearing out the rest of
our
the
runners are heading into the same trap chest now, the Staleman Skull trap chest. Infinious still has to go ahead and take care of the Black Cat Lamias and Fabul, while Dubward is down Mount Ordeals. So it's hard to say who's ahead, because there hasn't been any value from anything that the other runner has done. I would say it's more likely that Infinious goes ahead and takes care of the things that Dubward has done, rather than Dubward going up to Ordeals, but you never know.
The Staleman does sleep Palom, but it shouldn't be a big deal, because we still have the Earth Hammer to serve as the Quaker, the Quake.
Yeah, unfortunately, Quake is kind of slow here at taking out these skulls.
Yeah, it's only doing like 200 damage each, but it is still enough to take it out.
Yeah, and Dubward does get through this before Infinious does, and that is a pink tail, which could be worth turning in.
Yeah, it does yield you it's like a tier 6 to 8?
7 to 8.
7 to 8.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid weapon, although it looks like, or pretty solid item, although Dubward, it looks like, is not interested.
I'm guessing maybe the Dubward will probably want to turn it in later, unless he's wanting to make that as part of his 10 key items. Which even then, the 10 key items.
Well, yeah, it counts for the 10 key items no matter what at this point. Doesn't.
Yeah. Even then, the 10 key items isn't really like that big of a deal if you have if you can get let's say like if you can get the self basement down. You have plenty of levels to take you through the rest of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. With all the trap chests being active key item locations on this flag set, the grind is not as big of a deal. We did see black belts in the Eblin armor shop, which is pretty nice. They're +5 strength and vitality, and have some pretty good evasion and physical defense on them. So definitely a good pickup for your offensive characters, which right now is mostly Rosa. Infinious is going to clear out the Black Cat Lamias. Definitely did not expect anyone to skip this. Who clears out 2 trap chests in Eblin Castle and then doesn't even attempt the 3rd one? That seems just a little silly, unless you hit go mode.
Yeah, even then, you still probably want to do it anyway for the XP.
I mean, yes, if you're at this point in the seed, absolutely. So yeah, Infinious is through Black Cat Lamias as Dubward is heading into the Staleman. Not quite strong enough to one-shot these Stalemen, unfortunately, but we're getting through it.
Yeah, we're doing like 2k damage each, so it's like not that big of a deal. Like 1k, 2k damage.
Yeah, if we were doing 2k consistently, we would be able to one-shot, but we're not, just not quite there for Dubward. And Infinious is going to go turn in this pink tail. I support this play. Yes, it could be Arty Arrows. That would not be great. On the other hand, it could be a Crystal Sword.
See what this turns into here, as Dubward does find out that there is a... Ooh.
Or it could be a white shirt.
Yeah. Dubward does find a Mylon on the ruby spot.
Yeah, that's not bad. Looks like our... Yeah, that's definitely nice to see on our hook route. We do have a lightsaber already to take advantage of an elemental weakness, plus it's a pretty strong weapon by itself. But Dubward's probably going to be taking on this Mad Ogre's chest down here pretty soon, and then we will be on to our hook route bosses, which can be spicy sometimes.
We've already seen one half of the hook route bosses, and that was as mentioned before, the Mylon on the Rubicante spot.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, these Mad Ogres are just incapable of doing anything to Dubward's team, so Dubward is just going to let Rosa destroy them all.
You do wife glitch one of them.
Yeah, they are worth a decent amount of experience, so, I mean, we do kind of want to get Palom up a few more levels. Remember, Dubward has not done the Ordeals, which is a pretty solid source of experience for Infinious, whereas Infinious has skipped Fabul, another solid source of experience, and I was talking and not thinking and not looking super closely, but I did see that was a key item, and it looks like our tracker our tracker Garen, sorry, I'm tired today. What is telling us it's the Baron key?
No, it's. I mean, it gives you a character. It gives you a key item.
It's kind of up there, right there with the Luca key. Like it's a check.
It's a long check, but it is a check.
It's another long check. It is a check. There's a character there, I guess, which could be nice. Yeah, but that is definitely not a popular play early on. Baron is definitely out there, just because it is so long. And it looks like we do have Mega Sisters at the King Queen spot. They've chosen very poorly.
This isn't necessarily terrible. There are worse bosses here.
Yeah, this is very, very, very easy, especially with the Silent Staff in hand. Silent Staff Spoon against these things, yeah, they're gone. Unfortunately, you don't have Quake, which would have been nice, but oh well. We tried.
Yeah, and it's only and even then the Delta attacks are kind of weak as it is, so it didn't really hurt Dubward that much.
Yeah, the spells are negligible here. And oh look, it's Mylon Z. I don't know why we took off the spoon, but okay. Quake is absolutely not useful against Mylon Z. I mean, Earth Hammer is nice, it definitely hits the weakness, but I do feel like you should be combining that weakness with the spoon's attack power.
I mean, we're still doing like 4K
It
damage.
It is still very solid damage from the Power Staff Earth Hammer combo.
Yeah, so it would be better to have the spoon equipped, but it's still doing like 4K, like a bit over 3K.
It is definitely not bad damage.
Yeah. Infinious will get the Baron Key from the Ogres.
Is going to get that Baron Key, yes, and does get Quake on Palom, which will be a bit of a time save on the Maga Sisters, not a time save at all on Mylon Z. Mylon Z is flying for reasons that are not entirely clear. But yeah, just like that, Dubward has pitfalled just around 29 minutes and 15 seconds or so.
Dubward does spot Vivalis located at the gay spot in Lower Babel.
That is a great spot for Val, actually. She gets no magic evade there at all. Palom will be able to Quake her to death. Though I'm not sure we're necessarily going to go right up the tower right away, given that there are several other lucrative options in the underground, and we could find that tower key to make the tower an easy single dip. And yeah, it does look like Dubward is headed right for the Fey March. There's one trap chest on the way down here, plus the free item. So 2 relatively quick checks. Definitely don't hate this.
Yeah, this has been a relatively popular choice for people once they get underground. Just once you have your sweeper, you can go through the warriors chest and just take care of that.
Yeah, with Palom in the party, we are already ready. We are completely ready for this fight. Yeah, Infinious is doing about 2,000 damage more per round to this Mylon Z with Spoon Lightsaber.
Yeah, it'd be a lot more.
Down.
So. It'd be a lot. So, that's fine. It ended up being a lot more quicker for Infinious compared to Dubward, but that is you're through that fight. Dubward only gets some samurai arrows, which that's money.
I don't even think Dubward kept those samurai arrows. I think he threw them out. Because that's what you do with samurai arrows on this flag set. And oh boy, seed's wide open.
Yep, that's a nerf crystal.
Yeah, we got the Darkness Crystal already out of the Feymarch freebie. We don't even have to check the bosses down here because we've already seen the Gauntlet. So Feymarch definitely has the goods.
It threw the Earth Crystal up for a bit, and it was darkness. I missed that, so sorry.
Yeah, no, we got our moon access. We did not get our treasury access yet.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe our treasury access is on the moon. Who knows? Infinious is going to go for this tower play right away. I don't hate this either. It's nice to get the tower key here, but we do have an objective at the top. And as opposed to on many flag sets where K-Trap is off, there's only one check in here. All of a sudden, there's 5. But what Cure 3 pod is not what we're looking for in the trap chest. Meanwhile, Dubward is beelining it for the Sylph Poison Treasury at the very back of the Sylph Cave. And oh boy, Infinious has found an Avenger. That's not a key item, but that is huge. The plus 10 strength and agility from that Avenger, plus the auto Zerk, means that we now can Spoon Venger a character and just have them do lots of damage. We did also see a package out of the 3rd trap chest there, so that's a key item that exists. And our Sylph Cave being not so friendly with just some Artemis arrows out of that box. And, ooh, a Sandruby out of the other trap chest in the tower. So we're getting all the random overworld character unlocks. Great. I mean, maybe the Sandruby character is useful, who knows. We probably won't see package character. It's just too long. Unfortunately, Dubward, I don't believe, has enough party members to pull off the RA1 Crake strats. You do need to have additional party members in your party, and Rydia is also just a little too fast. But we do see Infinious on the way to that Valvalis. This will wrap up the tower for Infinious, so it'll be a second objective already. I expect Infinious to head probably Feymarch next and follow in Dubward's footsteps after this check. It looks like we are Spoon Venturing, which is wonderful. Unfortunately, Val does get physical defense here, so that's less than ideal. Oh my gosh, diamond armor? I mean, shoutouts to Dubward for recovering from that box that was going a little bit sideways, but diamond armor is not what you want to see.
Okay, I'm back with a sandwich.
Okay, well, you have missed some Sylph Cave trap chests having absolute garbage in them. We've seen Artemis arrows and diamond armor. Well, Infinious has found an Avenger in the tower, Package and Sandruby, and is taking on the Vavalis.
That's one type
Or,
of
I
house right
mean-
there.
Yep, the Vavalis is gone. We get a crystal ring, not bad. I think that was a dwarf axe for Dubward, which I suppose is nice. It does slow Rydia down, so that's helpful, but the Sylph Cave has been just we've opened 3 boxes in here, and the dwarf axe is the best item.
Yeah, this is surprisingly haunted.
Yeah. Oh, there's the tower key. Okay, that makes up for all of that, because now Dubward can go to the tower and get to do the super cannon.
This also lets Dubward get the boss objective done.
Yeah, Dubward will be able to full clear the entire tower on the first dip, whereas Infinious has already made a dip and won't be able to, and will have to go back for the tower key. Infinious looks like it's going to go check on the Luca Cave. I don't hate this at all. It's a key item where you can peek the key item before you have to fight the boss, and ooh, there's an adamant in the Sylph Treasury. Okay. Okay, Sylph Treasury, you turned it around a little bit. Not a lot. But
It is something.
there's half an objective in there.
Yeah, it's something. I mean, it might have been the best Sylph Cave, but it's something.
I suppose we did also get some experience, but yeah. Anyway, time for Toad Lady. Dubward did remember to heal up his MP before taking on this fight. Did not have enough MP to cast Quake before. And we get a Life Staff, which is also eh. I mean, it beats out a lot of the back treasury rewards.
Right.
And I don't know that we're gonna be keeping that pass. Yeah, we can leave the pass behind.
It's so far out of the way, and you have to take a boss.
We'd have to do a boss fight. We would have to walk that out of the sealed cave. I don't think Infinious wants to do that. So it looks like instead we're going to go to Dwarf, which is interesting because Dwarf is a kind of long check.
Does see that the first boss is a sparkle. We did see one sparkle before, and that was Infinious looking at Ordeal, and that saw that was a wyvern.
We might be looking for a pan before going to Sylph, but we do already know that, and which would make sense with Infinious fading Fabul up on the Overworld, but Infinious still hasn't even done the Fame Arch yet. Dubward is now climbing up the tower. We'll get that Avenger soon, which will be very nice for him. Plague is no threat to Infinious' party here. Relatively quick first fight is always good. There is a character here as well, which could be nice.
Odin on Golbez.
Oh my goodness. Infinious' completion of Ordeals is paying off. That is a Cecil. We now have a source of exit.
There you go.
That is huge. That will save so much time. Well, I think we have a source of exit. We might need a couple more levels. Nope, Cecil has learned exit. We are ready to go. Honestly, that's enough of a reward by itself from Dwarf Castle. I would be quite happy if that was our reward. It does also help that Cecil, you know, he's still Cecil. He's got some good strength and he's got good stat growth.
Yeah, it's Cecil. You're happy to see him when he shows up.
Yes. Dubward has managed to build up to 10 key items with that Sanderby from with the Sanderbian package from the tower. Infinious. But Infinious does get the Twin Harp as well from Dwarf Castle. That is extra value.
That is a good find for Infinious, and that is an objective ready to go.
Yeah, I could see a world where you immediately chase that Twin Harp. I don't think it's necessarily a thing you have to do. I don't fault Infinious for going through the Fame Arch real quick, because the Fame Arch is some quick checks, but I could definitely see Infinious skipping a lot of Sylph Cave here, and just going for that Twin Harp. We will get to see Dubward blow up the Super Cannon Room and see what that item is.
This could be something that Dubward, if Dubward finds something of value in here, then that does put some pressure on the Sylph Cave. Depends on if Infinious wants to go down the Sylph Cave, after seeing the Twin Harp first thing, and then later on you're gonna see the Darkness Crystal. Although this is getting a little bit scary, but does get the Quake off.
Yeah, we got lucky on those warriors. That's okay. The warriors are gone. Calculated. Exactly enough HP on this team. Warrior's chest was not the value, but the Darkness Crystal from the freebie was.
There's that Darkness Crystal, and now
yeah, Infinious is just like, I am out immediately. You now with that Darkness Crystal access, there's a lot less pressure to check a lot of the Sylph Cave. Though it is worth noting, Sylph is hard required if the Super Cannon leads to anything else other than the Legend Sword that we need. So if we get an Earth Crystal or a Magma Key out of this Super Cannon check, we do need to do the back of Sylph.
Infinious is going into Sylph Cave. Probably looking at, but looks like this is only for the Toad Lady, but not the.
Yeah, I would say this is a Toad Lady Sheila check.
Yeah, I think this makes a bit more sense than just going down the basement, because you already have a lot of stuff you can do on the moon, and you also have the. You also have Last Arm. You have Harp that you can clear. So, we'll see what if Dubward does find some value off of this Super Cannon, then the pressure is on. Although we'll have to see if what Infinious will do.
We'll have to see what value it is. That adamant out of the Sylph Treasury is definitely a spicy pull for Dubward. Infinious does get through the Toad Lady chest pretty easily. Is now going to be on his way to Sylph Cave. And I actually think at this point, Infinious has made up most of that time. I mean, hasn't done the Super Cannon check, hasn't done the back of Sylph, but is up a whole sealed cave walk and a whole dwarf castle. Plus, there's some overworld imbalance, which is Infinious has not done Full Defense, Dubward has not done Ordeals, but we know neither of those are particularly valuable checks.
Right, and let's see what Dubward gets out of the Super Cannon. If it's the Legend Sword, then there's already another objective that you can clear. in the form of the forge.
Yes, but if it's the Legend Sword, that doesn't help out in terms of making Sylph hard required. But it is the rat tail, which means that we don't know. It's mystery value. Hooray!
Alright, so Dubward is going to go into this Luca cave just to see what it is.
Yep, this absolutely makes sense. We want to check off this item. And Infinious has decided to return to the overworld. Guess the back Sylph Cave is just not for him.
Given that Infinious has a twin harp as well as that darkness crystal, there's a lot more stuff he can do that puts it over the Sylph Cave.
Indeed, and I think at this point, honestly, if I were either of these runners, I would be inclined to steer well away from Baron Castle. Not only is it a very long check, we don't really need the character at this point. We've got Cecil, Rosa, and Palin. That's basically a whole party. And it's also worth noting that Baron Key came before clearing the hook route, which means that Baron Key cannot lead directly to the Magma Key. It could lead to the Magma Key theoretically through the pan, but it cannot lead to the Magma Key, and if it leads to the Earth Crystal will not lead directly to the Magma Key. Whereas the Twin Harp and anything on the moon could be the Magma Key. There's our Legend Sword from Sheila 1, so that is a very available Legend Sword.
So this is dependent on if Dubward decides to go and do Sheila 1.
Dubward's already set it up. I think Dubward will probably check it. I can't imagine skipping Sheila 1. It's just such a free check.
Okay, just want to make sure that got checked off the list.
But stranger things have happened. Dubward finds the pass. Infinious is going to be headed off to Cave Magnus to give us music.
Dubward's gonna walk out the pass. Huh. So Dubward is gonna spend some time walking this out and having to deal with this boss, which is the guards, the Baron guards. And this isn't helping.
Ooh, yeah, this may not be worth it for Dubward.
Well, one of them is down. Well, it's getting kind of close there. Still isn't helping. There we go. There's that size coming out.
Oh yeah.
We're through.
We are through. So Dubward will get to walk this pass out. But it looks like we're gonna have to be quiet because I believe we are about to get a rendition of this Seed's Twin Harp song. So Edward is going to play us some wonderfully randomized tunes. And I am actually not familiar with that song. That song was added before my time, but based on chat, I see it was something from FF3.
Yeah, that's Eternal Winds, the overall theme for Final Fantasy III.
Oh. Well, it sounded very nice. And this is very good for Dubward. Dubward is doing Dwarf.
This will lead to a Cecil and, more importantly, a Twin Harp.
Yes, that is very important. Twin Harp did not lead itself to anything, which means Infinious now has to choose between doing the Sylph Cave, which would give him an objective in the Forge, or Baron, which he's not going for, or Moon. And it looks like among those options, Infinious has chosen the Sylph Cave, which with 10 key items already in hand, yeah, I think this is a very fair decision. We're gonna get a lot of experience. It is worth noting Dubward Cecil is not going to be a source of exit for him, though. So that'll make this Twin Harp check just a little bit longer for him, not having already done ordeals. But as our runners are just covering each other's tracks, I would like to give a shout out to our runners. Go ahead and follow them if you have not already. Also, shout outs to our whole Restream team putting on this show tonight. Joker Mage putting on the Restream, Darren doing the tracking tonight, and Professor Renderer joining me here in the booth on commentary. Couldn't do this show without any of these fine folks. Ooh, and Dubward is going to go turn in this rat tail. This is the moment of truth. Is this rat tail important? No, Dubward, don't turn in the pink tail first. No one cares about the pink tail. It's just a white shirt. Show us this rat tail. Although, I suppose Infinious is in the Sylph Treasury, so we'll be getting the adamant at the very least. That rat tail is not important. We do not care about the super cannon. Infinious could save so much time by skipping that super cannon.
Okay, so this is interesting now. Just if Infinious decides to skip it, then he does save some time.
Yeah, the trouble is I think Infinious might just be ahead at this point. All he has left is one more box here in Sylph Cave, and then the super cannon check, and he's caught up to Dubward. He will have completed every check Dubward has. Dubward does have the past as a potential advantage, but Infinious already has the whole Twin Harp sequence done. And there's no way Dubward is skipping that because that's an objective. So while the super cannon is going to take some time if Infinious decides to do it, which it looks like he's going to go Forge first. Very, very logical. Go get your Super Smith weapon. It could be very valuable, but it looks. I think at the end of this, when they even out, Infinious forging, Dubward is probably going to forge as well. After this Twin Heart play, I think Infinious will come out a little bit ahead. But what do you think our Super Smith will be?
Nothing.
Well, it is nothing. We got some scrap metal. Thanks. The real reward from forging is we can buy hourglasses for the hairdryer's chest, I guess. And I guess some warlock carries on the moon. Those are the chests that are left. Or we could just buy crystal armor. That works too. But we are, at this point, getting close to our second round of music. Okay, second round of music.
Now, of note, Dubward had not done the hasn't done the ordeal, which means that right now the Cecil that he has is only a Dark Knight, which still is fine because you can use the Dark Waves as a form of damage. But yeah, that's the only thing of note.
Yeah, the real disadvantage is not having exit. But Infinious is baiting that super cannon, which will save some time. But let's hear that FF3 Overworld theme one more time. And it looks like Infinious has fooled us all and decided to go for the super cannon anyway. And that's not good. Just don't go back. Ogopogo unfortunately got the jump and wiped the party because it was less than half HP, and Infinious is making the good decision and just never go back, Infinious. It's fine. You're only missing out on a rat tail that doesn't matter. And we get to see what happens when the big whale can't land because the falcon is parked in the exact right spot. Oh my gosh, I love it.
That's actually pretty funny, not gonna lie.
I gotta love breaking the cutscenes. Like, now I need to figure out what that spot is, so I can, like, do that intentionally. Just to, like, mess with the giant cutscene.
It's probably impractical because you have to wait for the lunar rail to rise again, so which takes time.
Yeah. Well, it's just where you position the Falcon when you come back up and swap airships, so... It's only practical on a hook seed. where you are also doing. We're also going to have to go into the giant. And Infinious knocks down the last arm. This is some new information for us. That's just Protect Ring, and we are out. Goodbye, giant. I mean, we are at this point in one key item to go mode. So I think Infinious is probably going to be just going straight for the easiest checks, which is what I would do, which is hair dryers, and then I would honestly just dive Mura Altar first, because it is one of 2 key items for go mode. And if I don't need to walk to the bottom of the moon, I don't want to walk to the bottom of the moon.
Right, and this will make Infinious' life easier, because if like the Troya Treasury, if it's like either the Earth Crystal or the Magma Key, then all you really need to do is just get your one overworld check done, your overall objective done. Oh, speaking of which, here's the Earth Crystal.
There's the Earth Crystal. That is go mode for Infinious.
Okay, so Infinious, all he needs to really do now is
Infinious just gets to go open go beat up Cave Bahamut, open the treasury, and then he is in go mode. And he will have the crystal. He will be ready to go fight Zeromus. Go mode was just in the hairdryer's chest. This is now... We may see the pass come back and save Dubward some time. Dubward does have that pass. So Infinious will spend a little bit of time walking the LST. While Dub has pass. I don't know if the pass will be enough to make up the time difference. Depends on where Dubward goes. And Dubward is going for last arm first, which will give back some of this time to Infinious. Infinious looks to be setting up for all the endgame equipment. Yep, we're gonna turn Cecil into our Zerker. Rose is going to become a healer.
And Infinious needs to win this here, because with a win here, Infinious will force a game 3.
Infinious needs to completely win out here. If Infinious gets this win, it will be a game 3. If Dubward takes this win, that is the end of the line for Infinious. So he is fighting to stay alive, and oh no! Oh no! That is a DKC at Cave Bahamut.
That's the last thing you want to see here on your trip to go mode.
4, we have a lot of willpower on Rosa. This might be okay. Yeah, we just gotta throw a Cure 3 pot out here. I think Infinious is through this with at least Rosa alive. So, not pleasant. I'm going to revive Cecil, make sure he gets that experience from this spot, and then Infinious will be just a Troya Treasury opening away from his crystal. Dubward, however, is hot on his heels. He is headed for this hair dryers and will not have to do the lunar subterranean walk. This is now very close.
Yeah. So once Dubward gets the Earth Crystal, he'll have to do. He'll be facing a DKC as well. But after that, he can just go and open up the Troya Treasury, and he'll be just right there. You can just walk over to Troya and to the pub and just get that pass turned in, while Infinious has to walk this out. He has to do another transition, another Earth transition. He has to walk down the LST. I believe he hasn't seen the character yet.
Yeah, we have to go through that character cutscene. I will say Infinious is better set up for Zeromus at this point. That Paladin Cecil has an HP pool to actually be able to tank a Big Bang, well, Dubward's Dark Knight Cecil not going to be as useful for the Zeromus fight, but Dubward can probably still get through with Rosa and Palin. So this is very much a race.
I think
Infinious. Oh, and there's a Fusolia, so never mind. Fusolia solves all problems.
Although this does give some time to Infinious because he went out of his way to get the character check, but it is a Fusoya, so you're not too bad. It's not terrible.
To be fair, Infinious is also going to get this Fusoya.
Right, that is true. You still have you have the Fusoya cutscene still that is left standing.
Yes, Infinious has to walk through this because he did not take the pass out of Sealed Cave. Fu does help Dubward get through DKC. I think Dubward has enough power that Dubward could get through DKC without Fu, but it does help. But as Dubward is setting up for DKC, Infinious is already starting this LST dive.
Yeah, so Infinious made up a lot of time during that period, so Infinious is still well within the driver's seat.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty close, honestly, because Infinious does have to walk all the way to the bottom, and Dubward can just take the pass and go right into Zeromus. It's not super quick to get to the pass door, but DKC is not a slow fight. I definitely think we're going to be seeing our runners in Zeromus around the same time.
Right, and all right, we'll see what Dubward will do here. We'll see if Dubward can get through this DKC. He will be in for a rude awakening here when this fight starts up, because he's about to see it and see the DKC. It's like, oh, okay, I see where we're going with this. Yeah, already making the switch out.
Oh wait, I can't use the Avenger here.
Yeah, sensible call here.
That is, chat raises an excellent point. Fu means Dub has exit for Cave Bahamut. So we're not going to be dealing with that disparity anymore. And it means that he can get this experience on Rosa and Cecil, and I think also, or Rosa and Palin, and maybe also Cecil if he just wanted to, but doesn't look like Dubward cares about Cecil at this point. But as Dubward is getting his crystal, Infinious is already right at the save room. So yeah, I think even though Dubward does have that pass and can get to Zeromus faster, I think this is still Infinious in the driver's seat at this point. Gonna be close, but I do think Infinious has the advantage here.
Yeah, since you're heading into the Crystal Palace now, so that means you have four rooms to navigate around as you're heading to Zeromus's floor. It is still fairly close though. It feels close, but Infinious will probably.
Yeah, I mean, Infinious has one more screen to walk through after this. Dubward is just has to go through the pass door in Troya. It is a little bit longer, I think, for Dubward. Oh, and has to open up the treasury as well. So yeah, that gives just a little bit more time to Infinious. We see Infin entering the Zeromus fight now. Dubward just about to turn in that Earth Crystal to open the treasury, which will give the crystal, and then walk through the pass door right next to it. anything going wrong at Zeromus could mess this up, could swing this race. But if Infinious has a good Z fight, I think he is in the lead. But it is time for us to ask a question, I think.
Yes. Well, we're already at Zeromas right now, so I'll keep it short. I'll just even go straight to the question right now. Who's better we kicking tonight?
Yeah, there's a lot of weird flags in chat. I mean, I know I'm tired, but like, this has been established. I'm tired. I said the wrong tracker earlier tonight, but I didn't think it was nap time quite yet.
Yeah, we'll see. This one is. Oh, that is Neo X.
Hi, XDeath.
Or yeah, next step, just regular X step.
Yep.
Not
it's
Neo X
just
step.
XDeath.
Yeah.
No, just regular XDeath.
Yeah. Just
we didn't have the budget for Neo XDeath.
yeah. Look, Neo X step is a huge flipping thing that takes up the entire, like, nearly the entire screen.
Yeah, we didn't have all the budget for that, so just regular XDeath. I see that Chad is answering many questions that we did not ask. But yeah, Cecil is tearing through this 5,000 damage around. I think this should be a pretty safe fight for Infinious here with these levels.
Yeah, this should be we're looking good here. At Dubward now down at Z at Zeromus, about to take on XDef.
Yep. Dubward is about to head into this fight as well, just a bit behind. I think Infinious's damage output here is enough that as long as this doesn't turn into a wipe, I think Infinious has this. But a super close race. Things go sideways, as they can always go. During a Zeromus fight, we could see Dubward take this.
Does look like the Infinious, well, it needs to throw more probably timing out a counter nuke to get a second nerfed Big Bang. Well, that was a fairly bad target, but we're aiming for the cure. We have the cure 4, so this isn't so we can make up for that. And there's that Big Bang coming up.
Yeah, had that Cure 4 already being queued up to save Cecil from the nerfed Big Bang, which should not be able to kill anyone in the party now. Cecil is continuing to do 5,000 damage around, so really solid damage here from Infinious. Dubward does have the foo that is up though, to speed up this fight. So I think overall Dubward will have a faster fight. But I think Infinious being in the fight so much 2 minutes earlier will be enough time that Dubward won't be able to catch up at this point in the seed.
So and either one to get some MP back up for Rosa for the Cure 4s.
Yeah, she's just a little low on MP, but there's rocks for Infinious. Palom is down. Oh no, we were relying so much on Palom here.
And that's
And
it.
there's our crumble. That is GG's to Infinious, finishing this race in first place with an official time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 9 seconds. Bringing this series up to a tie with 1-1. And we are now joined by Infinious. GG's.
GG.
Thanks. Yeah, that was a close one.
Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth in that race. It was real interesting to watch.
Yeah, yeah. So about that super cannon room wipe. I should have known it was a 50-50 shot. It was Ergo, but By the time
I mean, you did the right thing and never went back.
Yeah. If I did go back, I will I will have lost that race. So.
Yeah. I mean, there was no value behind that super cannon. It would have just said, "Here's a rat tail. Go trade that," and then the rat tail would have given you a strength ring, and you would have been sad.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. But no, that was no, that was an interesting one in terms of how you route that.
Oh, absolutely.
There are interesting choices to be made. Yeah, like I normally it's funny. Normally I tend to fade mount ordeals on this flag set, especially considering I found that that football gauntlet really early, right?
Yeah, we were talking about how why are we going to ordeals after we found the football gauntlet? Our boss hunt is done. It was so early.
Yeah, so no, so the actual rationale is because I wanted XP on Pelham because I knew I needed to get because I wanted to get my sweeper up and running as soon as I could. I think it actually probably paid off in the end because it also gave me an exit caster.
Yes, that was the real reason I think it paid off for you. I think the Pelham experience, absolutely reasonable justification. I 100% get that. But having the exit on Cecil, because Dubward never did ordeals, so never had exit on Cecil. Dubward's first exit caster came just before go mode from the Fu on the Lunar Dais.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, fair enough, yeah.
But that meant no exit for Cave Magnus, no exit for anything else other than warp out of Cave Bahamut.
Yeah, and I guess also if also meant you couldn't warp. If you were to check
If we were to go check out, yeah, Feymarch couldn't exit out of Feymarch. Had to do it.
Yeah.
Spend the time to walk out of there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it was an interesting bit of divergence.
Yeah, it was interesting. And then my part of me wanted to was wondering, do I want to do tower? Climb Keyless Tower or not? I think last race I didn't do that. It punished me, so this time I decided to do it, and I guess the actual reward was the Avenger in the second or third chest. Yeah,
yes.
the
Avenger. The Avenger was the real value there.
Yes, yeah, and obviously objective, but yeah. But no, apart from like those awkward wipes, no, I felt pretty okay about how that played out.
Yeah,
to me, it's always been about.
Interesting.
To me, this fact that's always about just guessing correctly and hoping it works out, and hope my execution is good enough to overcome multiple check disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, it ended up working out for you in this seed. Partially, I think, just because that Avenger in the tower, you hit that Avenger in the tower so much earlier. Well, Dubward was going for Warrior's Chest and Sylph Cave Traps, which did not have any power in them.
No, and I guess
it was, I think, the worst Sylph Cave Trap treasury I have seen.
It had two key items.
The best item was a ribbon.
It had two key items. That's also important.
Yes, there were key items, but in terms of power, there was a ribbon.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And I suppose there was a Dwarf Axe.
Which I didn't
even
need. I'm not
even going to mention the other two.
I mean, Dwarf Axe wasn't that important because I kept videos on sleeping duty, and also I guess also in retrospect the fact that the Kukul, the one chest you might open to rob the Kukul had the Drain Spear. randomly. So I really did have agility manipulation covered in that sense.
Yeah, no, it just kind of all worked out. Just little things ended up building up in your favor. Dubward committed to that, getting that pass out of the sealed cave, which, wait, Dubward was ahead up until that point, and we saw you reset, and we were like, yeah, that's... And then those Baron guards were quite rude. So I think that ended up costing just a little more time than it was worth.
Yeah, I was actually no, after the race I was discussing this with Dubward, and my rationale is that if I actually saved within sealed, that's the saving before making a check, I might have taken it, but because I hadn't, and I figured that there's enough rude bosses out there that that it could take more time than it's worth than just resetting. That was, yeah, I think that was why I just opted to reset. It was just I wasn't sure if the time game was worth it, and so when I'm not sure, I just say just not do it.
That is absolutely fair, and I think it was the quick decision making that you needed to pull ahead in this race. That and not doubling down on your super cannon wipe.
Yeah. It's like as soon as honestly, it's funny because I completely forgot I got the tower key when I was going through Silph until when I was raising the rail. I was like, oh, I forgot that. Well, let me just leave it safe here and then just do that now. And if it turns out to nothing, I'll just reset it back out. Then
Yeah,
I wipe. It's like, well, I guess I'm not going back ever again.
Honestly, I think it would have been it might have been like a real close race if you had not wiped, because that's a lot of time to actually walk that out even and go turn in the rat tail for nothing.
Yeah, it's yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of interesting micro decisions that.
Yeah, it was a weird little bit of luck. But I mean, it all worked out in the end. You're now 1-1.
Yep.
Ready for game 3?
Well, it's only in about an hour and a half, so it's fine. Yeah, probably.
Great. Well, best of luck to you in game 3. I am not going to officially choose sides, but definitely rooting for a hype match.
So I think a lot of people would be like the fact that both race 1 was also just as close. I think it was like a minute in the other direction. Yeah, just probably a good sign. The third one's probably gonna be really good. But yeah, thank you to both yourself and Professor Ender for doing comms. Thank you, Graham, for doing tracking. Thank you, Joke, for restreaming, and yeah, thanks to everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, absolutely, and thank you for putting on a great show for us. You and Dubward put on a wonderful show for us.
My pleasure.
Yeah, it was a great race. So.
Well, that will do it for us here tonight. Dubward has declined an interview, but that is not it for our tournament for our round of 32 as it turns out. Dubward and Infinious will be racing later on tonight. Unfortunately, not on Restream. But be sure to check their races out on their own channels. There is a Khadgar linked in the Free Enterprise Discord. Shoutouts to the Discord. Please join the Discord. We don't bite. And yeah, that will do it for us. We are going to be heading over to RPG Limit Break for Questing for Glory, which is still going on. So I will see y'all over there. Tune into Dubward and Infinious' channels for their race later tonight, and stay tuned for our exciting round of 16 coming up next week. Till then, I have been Xenocat.
Thanks for watching.